Hello, anybody, everybody, and nobody. I think I have a new friend. I'm not doing very good at the standing still thing. I look like an idiot out here. I am at the park. And I was planning on talking originally. I was just going to sit down near a tree, but dude walked up on me, so I was like, okay, cool. I'm going to try to turn him. Hopefully I don't scare him off. No, squirrel, come back. I kind of want to be an idiot and just walk up a little bit closer, see if I can't get a little closer. Because they walked up on me initially. Oh, I can't wait to get my phone time put on. Anyways, let's find a tree. We might find some more squirrels. I really do want to try to walk up on him, though. I really wish my camera was active right now, or my phone. What's up, Squacker? My dad calls them Squackers. My dad also chitters at them, too. This morning I was watching one just run down one of these big tall trees. It's really kind of cool to watch them. And I actually watched one literally frolic. Like the equivalent of a little kid just doing that skip-a-loo kind of thing. I was cursing because I was like, dang. And I'd never had the phone on for anything cute. Hilarious enough, since I was already getting ready to stream, when he started walking up on me, I was like, yeah, it's actually convenient for a change. I'm not going to try to walk up on him anymore. Oh, there's another one. 2 more. We can go harass them. And by harass, me stand here in the middle of a park, just holding my phone, and look like an idiot to everybody else. Oh. So this morning, we were woke up at 6 a.m. by an alarm Brandon set that he had forgot to change, because apparently I should say I was woke up, but he had set the alarm, I'd set the alarm, and he ended up staying up all night. He couldn't sleep apparently, which, fair enough. And the alarm went off. It's one of those rare times that I'm not just wide awake and ready to go. So I'm like, no. I fell back asleep. And 6:53, I was woke up again by somebody literally screaming about their car. And not to be mean, but who in their right mind is sitting there screaming in the middle of a parking lot at 6:53 a.m.? Like, just like last night, this lady went through the parking lot screaming for some guy named Eric. Which, dude, Eric, whoever you are, she was not happy. But yeah, this lady, she went through screaming for some guy, Eric. Then came up to us, knocked on our window, and just in case she needed some sort of assistance that we could help her with. But she's like, oh, where's Eric? We don't know Eric. Oh, he's with so-and-so. We aren't from around here. But you know so-and-so. No, we don't know. I'm sorry, we're not from here. And then proceeded to go to the vehicle next to us. And apparently the driver in that one was asleep. So she starts knocking on their window, wakes up that driver. The whole thing all over again, literally. And she goes on towards the actual store area of the parking lot, and she starts screaming, Eric! Like, full on, like, oh my God, if you hear somebody scream like that, there better be some sort of death, destruction, apocalyptic stuff going on, because, dude, unless there is something wrong, there is no reason to be screaming like that anywhere. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not the first place that we've seen, and hilariously enough, we've seen a few odd things here and there. But still, my mind hiccups occasionally and has trouble just comprehending it, I guess. So, other than odd mishaps like that, though, 2017, August, we left to head to Oregon originally, and on the way into Oregon, we stopped in Portland, and we were, hilariously enough, I actually remember the name of the place. We were at 5th and Nielsen. Nielsen or Nielsen? I honestly couldn't tell you how to pronounce it, but it just is stuck in there because we'd managed to find a place to park, and we were sleeping a little bit because I just went to sleep about midnight, and Brandon probably went to sleep about 1. And 3 o'clock in the morning, we are woke up by this awful blast. Like, if you've ever been near anybody who hunts or anything, it sounded like somebody put a shotgun near your ear and just pulled the trigger. It was loud. I mean, granted, we were in a little parking area that had a brick wall beside of it, and then, of course, other things. But it was right there at a bus stop at 5th and Nielsen. And it was just a big old boom. Scared the ever-loving crud out of me. So at that time, I was just too shaken. I was just like, nope. I'm not leaving at this moment. No way in hell. So for the next, I guess, 2 hours, we got to watch fire trucks and everything come in and make sure everything was okay. And it turns out that while we were sitting there, one of the local homeless people, walked over to the fire trucks and whatnot, and they were like, "Yo, what's going on?" And then came back and told us, because I'd spoke to the lady earlier in the evening, and basically some teenage kid took a homemade incendiary and dropped it in the barrel near there. I don't know if it was a garbage barrel or if it was somebody's burn barrel, what kind it was. Just that it was dropped and it boomed. But yeah, fun times. And there's a few other weird stories, but some of them I dare not repeat on here because I have to tell my kids one day, but it's not that day now. By the way, hi babies. Mama loves you. I know that you'll watch this on YouTube later, and I love you. Mwah. Anyways, but yeah, there's been a few strange things as we've traveled. There's been some funny, odd things, like I'd never been to a casino, and we were in Springfield, Illinois. This was 2017 as well. So Brandon's like, yeah, we'll hop on here going to St. Louis. You can go to a casino. And I'm like, cool. Can't wait for it. And he had on his t-shirt that I'd made him because he had seen a $20 t-shirt in JCPenney, pink, that said, I'm a flipping mermaid. And we have an odd sense of humor. Him in a lot of ways. Lord, I do know how to talk. Odder than me, but he wanted this shirt, and I was like, I'm not parting with $20, but we'll figure it out. So I'd bought a pink t-shirt, $3 at the time, fabric markers, and just did the same thing, used a pencil, lined it out. I'm a flipping mermaid. Now he's wearing that shirt that night. And I made sure it was that neon pink, that one that like you see in black lights, people are just like glowing. So we're in the casino, and I may or may not have indulged in a couple of adult beverages, and I was playing my $5. Yes, $5. I'm the great gambler, man. I kept putting that $5 back into the machine, cashing back out, putting it into the machine. And Brandon got tired of it, so we went outside to take a breath of fresh air, because it's not that it was hot or anything. It's just, you just want to step out occasionally and get some air. If nothing else, it doesn't hurt to move. And while we're out there, we ran across this group of, I have no idea what it's called on the marriage thing, but basically whenever it's the groom's people, his boys, and they all go out and they do whatever. Bachelor party, that's the thing. I knew I was getting there somewhere eventually. But they were out, and whoever had the most signatures and stuff on their t-shirt was supposed to win something. I honestly couldn't tell you. And this woman, she wobbles. And when I say wobbles, I mean this lady, she was blitzed. I mean, she must have had happy hour 3 times over, but she was really sweet and really nice. And so she goes up and she's just like, well, which one's the oldest? And they stuck their hand up, and I think it was an uncle. But she's like, okay. And she wrote the signatures on there, and they're like, oh, okay, fine, it's cute. And then she'd go ahead and she started signing everybody's shirt, screw up. And then she came to Brandon, and she's got this marker, and she looks at him, and she just starts signing him. I mean, him, we're just not saying a word because she's really lit, and it wouldn't have been nice, I guess, to stop her at that point since she's not hurting anything. And then she hands the marker back to the guys, and she stops, and she does a double take. She looks at Brandon, she's like, you're not with them, are you? No, we're not. But he had that shirt, and I've actually got a picture of it somewhere on the phone. And she wrote Shy Guy on his shirt. And it made for a really great story for a long time. And I guess it still makes for a great story. It's just, you don't think about things like that just little odds and ends. Because, see, it's not all bad. Some of the random stuff's just funny. And just every once in a while you'll find roads that go to absolutely nowhere. Or the map is all messed up. We were in Montana, which we're going to go back through Montana on this trip. So I'm actually looking forward to the majority of that. not this one specific section. There was a supposed haunted town, ghost town. And me being the nerd I am, I wanted to go and see it. Okay, Branda's fine with that. So we've got this little Grand Prix. And, no, not Grand Prix, Grand Dam. I don't know why I keep saying Grand Prix. But it was a Grand Dam. And a little pretty red one, low. And we're driving it on this ungodly, awful gravel road for about 15 miles at maybe 5 miles an hour. And then this cow, bull, I honestly can't remember. I'd have to actually look at the picture because I took a picture of it. Just decided to go ahead and lay down in the road when we'd got maybe 3/4 of the way up. And we had to sit there and wait for this poor cow to decide to get up because it was hot that day. And the entire ride we're making jokes because, oh my goodness, the things you could smell in this area. It smelled like somebody had this big farm going, if you know what I mean. And we're looking at old buildings and stuff, just sitting in the car waiting. Finally, the cow moves. And we keep heading on towards this ghost town, and at this point it's like, no, this place better be awesome. It better be awesome because everything I'd found said it was open to the public. The map, open to the public. We get there, somebody bought it. And it was now private land, no trespassing. I'm like, yep. So we drove probably a mile, but where we was going like 5 miles an hour, it just made it feel so much longer, especially with that cow blocking the road. And it's like, oh dear God, really? We made this trip for nothing. And the rest of the trip back, once we got to the main road, wasn't so bad. But it was a bit longer. At least we was able to go 15 then. Or there was also an Iowa, Missouri line area too that we had trouble. I want to say it's Missouri. I know it's Iowa on one side because we paid like $2.13 for a gallon of gas, or $3.13 something that was ungodly cheap because my cousin was flipping her gourd. She was just like, "Where are you?" And it was a really good grade too. Anyways, the little map on Google is like, "Oh yes, you want to shave off 32 miles? We will show you how." And I'm like, "Yay! Save me gas money, Google." We start following the directions, and lo and behold, no. It took us to a state highway that on a good day, just no. Like, not even available for a walking path kind of deal because there was literally a chunk where the asphalt was like chunked up 2 foot in the air on what was supposed to be a state highway. Obviously, it was closed. But don't tell Google Maps that. Google Maps was very, very insistent. So we're trying to get back out of the area, following Google Maps, because for some reason we just couldn't go straight back. I honestly couldn't tell you what it was. Maybe it was just there was no turning, but for some reason it was just we had to go on. And by the time it was done, I think we used 50 miles worth of gas to save 32 miles. Fun times. Which Google also, it did that in Stanton, near where my buddy Kat lives. And it took us on a 15-minute circle when we were trying to get onto the main highway from Clay City, I think. While we did stay in the area for a year off and on, I guess. And I've drove the area multiple times. I never really drove anything outside of Stanton itself, with the exception of getting like this Minecraft tattoo. Let me see. Oh, hello, Hairbow. And shoots. I can't hold a camera. But yeah, I got this Minecraft, or not Minecraft, Jesus, what? I have been doing other adult things today. Sorry. The heart that looks like a Minecraft tattoo. It's the original Legend of Zelda, the 8-bit one, the pixelated one. And then there's Pika-Link, which I got Pika-Link July last year. Might have been June. I'm not sure. But he's over a year old. He's still holding his colors. I have to get a couple spots redone on him because they were left off the first time, but I was tired. Dude was tired. It was after midnight because he'd had a cancellation by the time he got me ready. We got it paid for and everything and got it done. And so if I need to come in for a retouch, I can, which I'll probably actually do that because there's a line on the potion container that has slightly disappeared. And his nose wasn't colored in at all. Pika-Link's still cute, though. Anyways, now I've got to try to figure out something to talk about besides the tattoos. And truth be told, my mind is coming up blank. I'm going to go ahead and take that as a sign that maybe it's time to get up and move around or go back to reading, because honestly, I've got like tons of little books downloaded on a Kindle app, and I want to say it's like 3,020, 3,030, somewhere in that area, more or less. I know there's a 3,000 involved. Anyways, I'd managed to just get a bunch of these things saved up by literally going to the Kindle app and buying free books. I don't know how you buy a free book, but click buy for free. Okay, I'm not arguing. So I've got like a ton of those. And I've been reading one that's a compilation of different authors, and it's more towards the witchy side of supernatural stuff, but it's also really cute, and it's more young adult, which I'm aware I'm 38 years old. I don't care what I read, as long as it's amusing or fascinating in some form. I also like to read Stephen King's It, even though I am ungodly scared of clowns. Yeah, for real. Ungodly scared. Like, I refused to go through McDonald's drive-thru in my hometown for years because they had a Ronald McDonald statue right there at the drive-thru. So, nope. And the kids, they think it's hilarious. Like, one of them talked about being clown for Halloween once. I was like, nope. You'll have to find somebody else to take you trick-or-treating. And they're like, but, and I'm like, hey, that's just the rules. So, it's one of those weird things. But apparently, I'm going to babble on and then forget that I was going to get off here. So I'm going to go ahead and get off here while I'm actually thinking. And I hope you have a good day out there. Take it easy. Peace.